A very warm good morning to one and all present here. I welcome all the participants for the session PC troubleshooting and hardware maintenance. I thank our CEO Sri Sai Prakash Leomuthu sir for arranging this wonderful session, and also I owe a sincere thanks to our blood principal Dr. K. Payani Kumar sir and Dr. B. Sridevi ma'am, HOD Department of CSC, and the staff members of Entrepreneurship Development Cell for organizing this event. I also thank our coordinators Rajalakshmi ma'am, Trinavakar sir and Dr. Shanmuga Sundar sir for coordinating this event. Once again, I welcome all the participants for the session. We have eminent speakers from various organizations who are here to share their views and ideas regarding the topic. So, without any further delay, let's welcome our session speaker, Dr. G. Merlin Linda, who is currently working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science in SRM Institute of Science and Technology, Vadapalli campus. She has completed her ME in Computer Science and Engineering from Jerusalem College of Engineering, and she is pursuing her PhD from Anna University. She has published 4 international journals, and also she has attended 3 national conferences, and she has also attended many workshops and FDP programs. She has completed online certifications like Python for data science, programming data structures and algorithms using Python, and she is a subject proficiency in computer programming, software engineering, network programming, and many more. She is also a lifetime member of Indian Society for Technical Education and a member of International Society for Research and Development. And she is well versed in the languages C, C++, Python, and some web technology like HTML, JavaScript, servlets, etc. So let's welcome our session speaker. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. So, we'll move into the session. Actually, this is my last session. So, I'll be covering about internet troubleshooting in today's session. So, let's share my PPT first. So, internet troubleshooting, right? So, past 1 week we are dealing with troubleshooting. Like we are seeing what is troubleshooting we have come across, what are the hardware, software troubleshooting, and we have seen different problems, and we have seen some solutions how we can able to solve the troubleshootings, right? So today's session, I'll be telling you about discussing with you about internet troubleshooting, how and what are the ways that there will be a problems in internet. I will not able to cover all the internet problems, a few internet troubleshooting which I'll be discussing with you, right? So we'll move into the topic. So what are the topics which I am going to discuss about internet troubleshooting? Explore common internet issues, troubleshoot connectivity problem, optimize your browser settings, some handle pop-up and spyware related problems which we are going to cover up in this session, right? So explore before that, what about the internet troubleshooting? So you have come across troubleshooting. The error troubleshooting is nothing but some kind of error, right? So we have seen some problems like error OS booting problems, like hardware related problem, software related problem, and we have seen that how we can able to understand the errors and some solution how we can apply, and we can able to correct it ourselves, we have come across in the previous sessions, right? So the troubleshooting, when your network is working properly, suppose your network is working properly and is all but invisible, you can send and receive files through the network between any pair of computer or other connected devices. So but when a connection fails or one of your user cannot find a network node or any of it, can be truly amazing problems, right? So we cannot able to sometimes we have discussed 2 types of fault yesterday. I hope you remember that. One is when it's solid fault. Second type is which means which means that it will be changing faults, right? So when for example some possible errors in the local network or network problems, may cause heavy damage to your systems. It not damage, because why I'm saying that heavy damage, if we are affected with the internet problems, it can, because you know that you should be very careful while you're using internet. So you should not accept the cookies to come into occupy into your systems. That will corrupt all your working functionalities in your system. So you should be very careful while you are uh, uh, while you're defining internets, right? So general troubleshooting technique, the key to successful troubleshooting is to follow a logical problem solving. So we can able to solve a troubleshooting if we able to solve a normal problem. It can like a normal problem solving approach, rather than simply trying things at random until you some correct solution to your problem. That's why I told you that initially when I explained you what is troubleshooting, I have told you that there are simple steps to follow while there is some troubleshooting happens in your system. So like note down the what type of troubleshooting, or just capture a picture what type of problem you got. Sometimes the message will not come, it will display one time the notification message, and later on if you want to solve the problem, you'll not able to know that what type of problem you have come you are facing. So it is better to note down the problem which you are facing, right? So most people will be spend a lot of their time fixing things, use a system like without a formal plan. So of course, right, we don't know what has happened in the troubleshooting. Without that, they'll say that I have done the troubleshooting, but they don't know what has happened there, what they are doing, right? So that's why we need some do a proper plan, which means that we have to understand what has happened in there. That is the logic which I want to convey. But if you are new to repairing computer and network, consider using the techniques. We have to consider a lot of technique which you have come across in the previous session, right? So how we'll be defining the problems, right? While you are exploring some common internet issue, how we'll be defining the problems, right? So the first step in solving a problem is identifying the symptoms, like how what way that why that it is leading to an error. Like remember, the computer network don't break down completely at randomly, right? Every piece of information you can find about a problem can help to isolate and solve it. If a problem or a failure is connect to a particular computer through the internet, or an error message or a file transfer, that will be taking longer or usual time. So it is limited to a single computer, or does it appear all over the network? So we have to think that does the problem occur when you are using a particular program, or only when a certain some electrical device is turned on. Or identify the symptoms, make a list in your mind or note it somewhere, or take the screenshot. That will be able to solve your problem in a short amount of span of time, right? So while you are analyzing the problem, the question we have to ask ourselves is, what caused the problem? So what caused the problem? What has changed into, so based on the problem, what is changed? So when I'm working with the system, suddenly the system will be changed, right? So because of this problem, this might have occurred. So you have to, what has changed, what else has happened? So other than that, what are the applications has been modified, or what is not working? So you have to analyze that. Is this a new problem? So what you are facing now is a familiar problem which you heard already, or you have come across already, or the problem you are facing is new, right? So some problem will be which might you come across. People will say that Windows stopped working, pen drive not detecting. These are the common problems people will come across. So other than that, if anything is new, like anything, some new kind of troubleshooting errors which you are getting, you should make a note of it, so that you can, if you're not able to solve at a particular amount of time, you can able to search it, or you can get help from your friend or technician, so that you can able to solve it, right? So the simple solution is, I already told you, discussed in the last two sessions, previous sessions. Check your computer power cable, everything is working correctly. Then you have a power supply is there. If nothing is working, just refresh your system and restart the system. That might solve all the problem. And check the plugs and cable, check the AC power, like check the setting and option, the particular setting and default settings are available, or any settings has been changed. that will make you to that make you to solve some of the problems, right? So looking more about the explore common internet issues. So here in explore common internet issues, what are the problems which we are going to discuss today is access point spacing, insufficient bandwidth. I am going to speak about the common internet issues in terms of internet, like when you are using a browser, Google Chrome, Mozilla, or Opera, or any other kind of browser, Internet Explorer. If you are going to use it, what type of problem and what are the solutions? Some problem I am going to list out here. I'll share the solution with you, right? So the problem with access point spacing, what is this problem? So when I'm giving some problem, the problem with access point spacing, first you have to understand what the problem is. So most of the cases, slow internet speed is sometimes there will be a slow internet, right? We'll be saying that I cannot able to even browse a single topic, I cannot able to open a Gmail. So very too slow internet. So slow internet speed is too far from the router or access point. So why this kind of slow internet? So the access point spacing is nothing but a slow internet. It's a kind of slow internet. So this is because further you are from the router, the more unreliable the connection will be. If you are too away from the router, I hope you know that if your Wi-Fi, that Wi-Fi coverage will be some distance spacing. So if you are beyond that coverage area, you will be facing trouble in accessing the internet. So there will be, you cannot able to browse as much as we cannot able to get browse in good speed. The speed will be reduced when you are browsing. So the solution to this access point spacing is to fix this problem. So you have to simply move closer to the router. That is one way. You have to find out up to what kilometer the Wi-Fi is there, and you have to try to access the internet within that coverage area. If the router is located in different room or on a different side of the office, try working from that area and see if that fixes the issue, or if there is a consistent problem, and you have to probably check that there is a good idea to move your router also, right? So this way we can able to solve that access point spacing problem. So what is point spacing problem? You are too away from the internet, that is away from the router. So the problem with insufficient bandwidth. So some another cause of internet connection problem is lack of bandwidth. So what is bandwidth, anyone? So any participant, what is bandwidth? So bandwidth, we can call it's a absolute maximum amount of data that can be transferred through an internet connection over a marked period of time, right? Some amount of data that can be transferred through an internet or some period of time, that we can call as a bandwidth. So our reference to the capacity of a network communications, or I can call it as a like network connections like that allow data to be moved from different nodes. So these are, we are calling it's a bandwidth. So the bandwidth is a measure of how much data can be transmitted through your internet, the pipeline per second. So if your bandwidth is limited, so the problem here is if your bandwidth is limited, what are the solution which we are going to provide here? So having too many devices can block your bandwidth. So disconnect any that you are if you are using any activity which you are not using, try to take up that cover that area with this maximum bandwidth. We can say that malware can also take up your bandwidth, so you won't be regularly scan your system for viruses. So that will also be a problem. So you have to be uh, check that the data, the system which you are using is risk free. Risk free means it not been affected with any kind of malware problems with viruses, right? So the problem with insecure network. So the insecure network means internet signal is not appropriate. So here that internet signal not appropriate is not related with the router problem or bandwidth problem. So signal is not good, right? So this can also create a problem. So the simple way to increase the signal strength is, so you have to security, you have to by provide you have to provide strong password, so that your firewall will be protect or prevent from virus unwanted unwanted site to access your website data by preventing the cookies, so that it will be helpful. The problem with inefficient browsers, so using certain internet browsers like can internet speed can be also reduced. We can see that Google Chrome is the best one. So even some people which the olden day people, they will be more comfortable in using Internet Explorer, which is the very basic browsing tool used in commonly by every people, right? So, and although the Google Chrome is a default one for all the web browsing applications, but some people will like different, like Mozilla or Opera. Some people will comfortable. So in all the browsers, you have to check that if the browsing speed is going too low, you have to find out that any extensions are there. I hope you know what is extension. There will be a lot of extension that help to access your application very quickly and conveniently. So if you're not using some extension, you have to unblock it, or advertisement you have to switch off, or pop-up windows that unwantedly some pop-up window, advertising window will come. Sometimes if one site is saying that if you are allowing this cookie only, I can able to open my internet browser. So we will think, in order to read that article, we will allow that some box will be displaying, we'll click allow, but unwantedly the cookie will be inserted, which means some the cookie can be I'm not saying that all the cookie will be a viruses. Some cookies will act as a virus that can harm to your computer, so you should be very careful. You should not accept all the cookies. There will, if you cannot able to access this article, the same article might be available to some other page also. You should be very careful in accepting that. Then then one more type called obsolete equipment. So what is obsolete equipment means? The current speed of technological advancement, like hardware, so Wi-Fi router, so that hardware related equipment problems, we are calling it obsolete equipment. So you should check that if sometimes the router cannot able to, the router will not work, Wi-Fi device will not work. So you should check that what kind of problem that particular device has been existed. So the problem with out of date software or firmware, so I hope you might have experienced this. So some out of date, for example, if you are using antivirus or OS, some OS, it will show that the software is going to expire. Please install original version. Some, if for example, if you are using some pirated version, which means cracked version software, that software will say that within 10 days the software will expire. Please log in and pay and install original software. So we'll have a problem like that. So you have to check and make sure that everything is working properly. The problem with bad hardware installation. So what is bad hardware installation? If you have the right hardware and update it regularly, there will sometimes, even though sometimes there will be a internet problem. So you have to check that how the internet speed is. You have to check frequently internet speed, if the Chrome is up to date, everything is clear. So, or if everything is correct, then the problem is related to the motherboard. I have shared with you one of my session. If you have some, if you are initially, if you're changing something in the troubleshooting and by mistakenly, that will lead to that will corrupt your OS also. You should, even a virus, internet virus, if you're allowing some site to access your internet data, that can harm your full systems. That will be very, again you have to reinstall the OS. So you should be very careful while doing this. These are some of the very common internet issues. So internet connectivity problems. So what are the type of internet connectivity problems existed? So like a poor customer experience, reduced productivity. So, and what are the other types, like user frustration and unreachable cloud, like water, wasted IT resources. So these are some of the like internet connectivity problems, right? So you might have come across user frustration when we are you are a student, or if you are a student, when you are writing some exams, logging into the exam, you will face that if the network is not working or if network is slowing down, you'll be scolding, right? You'll be getting tensed, and you'll be getting frustrated. So but there are a lot, we are using a 4G internet connectivity. So but connectivity, in terms of connectivity, if you are using a good bandwidth, good amount of network, will not experience a poor customer, sorry, will not experience a problem. So modern customers expect fast page loads and nearly immediate customer service responses. So internet problem can mean you are missing out some potential customer revenue. So a poor customer experience, if the businessman, they are using some online internet site to sell their business, to monitor their business progresses. And when, or if the customer is able to buying some product, only 1 minute is there to make this deal, otherwise the deal will be cancelled. At that time you will not you will not, you'll feel that the network is problem. So there will be we everyone will be frustrated at that time, right? So reduced productivity. So it's like slow internet speed lose each employee an entire week of productivity each year, like a full week of productivity for every member of your team or your company. So imagine what they could have done with all the time. So when your employees are facing constant internet problem, they can't work to their full potential, like resulting in a reduced employee or revenue opportunity that will lost to their business, right? So the internet, if the businesses dependent on internet, like Amazon, like Flipkart, Amazon, so sites, so the internet connectivity should be good, then only they can reach to the maximum potentiality to achieve their growth, right? So frustration all will lead to frustration. Problem will be unreachable cloud means more organizations like are trusting the cloud. So nowadays the cloud is a part of your computer, right? So all the internet will be using cloud. I hope you know what is cloud. Will be to it will like a storage. We don't want to carry pen drive everything. Like we can see the Google Drive, right? We can able to store all your files in a cloud. So drive. So that drive is like a cloud. So we can able to like what you say, make the switch. It is essential to reliable access to the cloud based systems like business driving revenue. So many of the applications like modern businesses rely throughout their day-to-day operations, such as Google Drive, Microsoft, point-to-point systems, are all cloud dependent, and they are dependent on cloud to execute their works, right? Like wasted IT resources. Some of the business constantly has internet problem. It means that the staff has been spending most of their time dealing with them, like annoying, frustration, some day, which where while they are working in IT company, they will feel that the internet is not good. They cannot able to do their work properly, so they will keep on scolding their company themselves. So it will irritate their entire day. So wasted IT internet. We should check all these problems. This all will be leading to a problem that will spoil the entire day of the particular people, right? So you should be very careful while you are accessing the internet. So that is one thing. So the importance of internet connectivity for collaboration tool and cloud app efficiency. So more and more organizations are moving to the cloud because of benefits including, so in decrease IT cost, increase flexibility. Why we need a internet connectivity and why we need a tool to collaborate with the cloud? So that will provide a increased flexibility, high scalability, improved data security, enhanced collaboration, communication, boosted efficiency, streamlined business process, more mobility for remote workers, and we can see IoT applications like machine learning all coming to a place that it help to achieve what we needed, right? Most common network troubleshooting was, what are the most common network troubleshootings are there, right? So you can check hardware, use IP config, and you can see use ping and trace it, perform DNS domain name check, and contact the internet service provider, check antivirus software, review logs. So these are some of the most common troubleshooting operations available, right? So how to use these troubleshoot the network? The issue can arise at numerous points along the network. So before you start trying to troubleshoot any issues, like we want to have a clear understanding of what the problem is, how it came up, and who it is affecting, and how long it is going to affect. Initially, we have seen in the slide, right? By gathering the right information and clarifying the problem, we will have much better chance of resolving the issue quickly, and efficiently. That will give a lot amount of time without wasting any time trying unnecessary issues. So what is about the check the hardware? So the basic common network troubleshooting which we can do is check hardware. How we can check the hardware? When you are beginning the troubleshooting process, check all your hardware to make sure it is connected properly, right? Turned on and it is working. If a power cord can be loose, or somebody has switched on off your important router, or this could be a problem behind your network issue. So you have to check the hardware first time when you have an issue in internet. So there is no point in going through the process of troubleshooting network issue. If you all need to do is plug a cord. So instead of doing the troubleshooting option, just check the outline of the outline of the issue, which can solve your problem. That will be a solution. And also make sure all switches are in the correct position and haven't been bumped accidentally. And and the power cycling router PC, so they check all these with the 10 seconds, 60 seconds, so that will helpful for you. And use IP config. So you can open the command prompt. Let me show you that. Just open the command prompt and type IP config. So CMD, I'm typing CMD, command prompt. I am typing IP config. I hope you know that what is this command of IP config. So config I have typed. So we can see that your computer IP address is the number IP address which I am getting, right? IPv IP address. My computer is 64-bit IP address. So the IP v4 address I am getting here is 192.168.43.11. Let me copy this somewhere. So I'll show you that why I need this. I'm taking some notepad. I'm copying that number. My IP address is 192.168.43.131, right? So I copied. I'll tell you why I need. So if your computer IP address start with 169, so for me it's not starting with 159, it's 190. The computer is not receiving a valid IP address, right? If it start with anything other than 169, the computer is being allocated a valid IP address. Of course, my computer has been allocated with valid IP address, which is starting from 190. It is not starting from 160. So it is a valid IP address. So in that way, we can able to find out that any problem. And also we can also type IP config. Sorry, it's not IP config, right? IP config slash release. Let me check that. So I'm getting that what type of release, like media disconnected, what type of ethernet which we are using, like um, sometimes we can able to find out whether your internet problem, or which is DNS is connecting properly. My LAN adapter Wi-Fi is connected with it. See, I am using currently Wi-Fi. So to access the internet, so we can able to check that whether everything is proper here, right? So use ping and trace it. So what is ping and trace it? So I can type now, because I know now my IP address, right? So now I will be typing ping. Let me ping. What is my IP address? 192 point. So you can see this 192.168.43.13. I can able to see that. See, it is saying that it is unreachable. Oh, sorry, it is 131, right? So I have typed wrongly. Okay, it means 131. Yeah, I'm getting. So if I am getting a reply from that particular IP address with some time to live, TTL means time to live. Whatever the packets I send is 4 packet. I received 4. Last is not, which means that I am my internet connection is working perfectly. So trace search. So there is one option called TRACERT. In this way also you can able to find out whether your network is there or not. So you can able to find out. So this is one option. So one more trace search is we can able to trace down your network details activities 131. So this you can see that uh, I can able to see that desktop. What is the name of the desktop? My desktop machine name is tracing route to desktop TVRLL for a maximum 30 hops. So this will also help you to trace it. You can use a trace it command, and this will show you each step or hop between your router and the Google DNS servers. It is showing here, right? You can see where along the pathway the error is arising. If the error comes up purely along the pathway, the issue is more likely somewhere in your local network. And also the what are the steps we are seeing. So other than this, perform a DNS check. So domain name server. You can use a command called NS lookup. So a command called NS lookup. So this NS lookup is determine whether there is a problem with the server you are trying to connect to. If you perform a DNS check, like for example, let me come out of it. One second. Okay. NS lookup. I am typing www.google.com. Right. I typed now. So I can able to check that. See, DNS time was out. See, now uh, it's not at all going. So I can able to trace out also. The timeout which I am getting is the server fails refuse, no response from server, or no response and network is unreachable. It may indicate a problem originate the DNS not able to connect with. So that is one way we can able to find out. So contact the internet service provider. So if again there is one more option called contact the internet service provider. If all the above all the above problems, like I said, check hardware, use IP config, use ping and trace it, perform a DNS check. If all the above turns up no problem, try contracting your internet service and provide to see if there is a loading issue. If you can also look up outage maps like related information, smartphone, to see if your area are having the same problem. So that is internet service provider is working correctly. Check antivirus software. So why we have to check the antivirus software? Make sure your virus and malware tools are running correctly and they haven't flagged anything, or they that antivirus software may stop your internet connection. So you have to check that also. Review the database logs. Review all your database log to make sure database are functions as expected. Like if your network is working but your database full or malfunction, it could be causing problem that flow and affect your network performance. So you should be check whether everything is correct. Now network troubleshooting, how some best practices in network troubleshooting, like collect information. So to support your end user, you first need to make sure you are clear on what the problem is. Collect enough information from both the people who are experiencing network issue and the network itself, so you can replicate some diagnosis the problem, right? Take care not to mistake symptom for the root cause, right? Customize the logs. So make sure your event and security logs are customized to provide with information to support your troubleshooting effort. So each log should have a clear description and it should have detailed entry with the date and time also. Check access and security. What is this check and access and security conveying to us? Ensure no issues have come by checking all the access permission, and they should be check all firewalls, antivirus software and malware software to ensure they are working correctly and no security issue are affecting you. And this will stop your ability of the work, right? Then follow an escalation framework. So this is nothing but a there is something called IT help desk. Will be each and every application, even a Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, everywhere help desk will be there. So you can able to access those help desk, and you can able to solve the problems and use monitoring tools. So troubleshooting can be done manually, but can become time consuming if you go through each step, right? When you have a bunch of people knocking on your something like office door or sending some email, how can you fix that, right? So it is best to use some monitoring tools to make sure you're getting all the relevant network information, which means that notification. So if you have got a mail, there will be a if like I'll say that is an example of mobile. So in mobile, once you got if you send some mail now, you'll be getting in the front of, will be getting a notification tone saying that one message received. Some beep sound will be getting, which then we'll get to know that somebody have mailed us a message. Then we'll open up and see, right? Similarly, you can use some reminder tools, pop-up messages that will display you what is happening in the applications, right? So that is about the network troubleshooting best practices. So optimize your browser. How can we optimize your browser, right? So we can uh, optimize your browser using like full speed or corrupt background process, like browser issues, caches, cookies, extension, full speed. So we can use these things to optimize your browser. But how can we optimize your browser? So can we use the background process to clear up your problems, or if you're clearing your cookies, caches, that will solve your issues in the browser? That will only enough? No, right? We cannot able to do that. Sometimes other than cookies, some other problem will lead to browser setting may lead to fault, right? So to get handle those pop-ups and spywares, we are going to solve these problems, right? So a spyware is a type of, what is spyware? So before I'm going to discuss this, how we are what is spyware, you have to know. So spyware is a type of malicious software or malware, it's a corrupted file that is installed on a computing devices without the end user knowledge. So what it will do, it will invade the device and will some steal the information, internet usage data, and relay it, advertise the data from our external users. So any software can be classified as spyware. If it is downloaded without the user authorization, then we can call that some malware. So spyware is spyware. Type of spywares are mostly controversial because when it is installed for relatively reason, it can violate the end user privacy and has potential to be abused, right? So we should be very careful in handling the spyware and pop-up windows, as I am discussing from the beginning, right? So, and also spyware is also one of the most common threat to internet user. Once installed, it monitors internet activity. Once the spyware has been get control over your system, it can do any harm to you. It can able to corrupt any other application. It can steal your data. That is the kind of file that have a privilege to do all the things. Once installed, it monitor internet activity, tracks login credentials, spies on sensitive information. So that is not good, right? We should be very careful. The primary goal of spyware is to what we should do to obtain like our banking information, credentials, like passwords, login information. We should be very careful in keeping all these things, right? So spyware can also be difficult to detect. Often the first user that has computing while they are computing the device. So it is noticeable to be in most cases we should avoid the spyware. Right? So how spyware works, how this will work, and how there will be a problem, how the spyware will be accessing our credentials, user data information. So spyware can affect any personal computer or Mac or Android devices, iOS operating system. So while the Windows operating system is more likely uh, to like Windows operating system prey to an which means they can easily take a control over that our data, right? Hackers are getting better to find ways to solve all these issues, and hackers is also more ways to steal the information, also to stop the information, also both the things they are there, right? Some mostly affect infected common ways for computer to become infected are like pirating media like games, videos, music. These and all easily that malware problems will be affected, like downloading material from unreliable sources. So as I'm started discussing, right, so we should not able to give allow pop-up. We should not access providing access to all the pop-up window, right? Should be very careful. So accepting a pop-up advertisement or prompt without reading the content, it will be illegal, right? You will be affected. So accepting and opening email attachment from unrecognized center will also be a problem. We should be very careful in doing that, right? So, and also spyware may also reset the browser homepage. Sometimes your browser will be resetting multiple times. You will be working, suddenly it will be closed automatically. So at and also it can secretly make changes to the firewall settings. We don't know the firewall settings has been changed, but the particular malware can take a total control of your system like you are doing. So you should be very aware of it, right? So types of spyware, right? What are the types of spyware here? It's not just one type of program. It is an entire category of malicious software that includes adware, keywords like Trojan, mobile information stealing program. These are the programs we'll given name as adware, keyboard loggers, Trojan horses, mobile spyware. So these are the some nuisance pop-up malicious programs that will be run behind your system to steal your information and to harm your computer. So I'm not going to describe about what is hardware keyboard, because just for example I mentioned the name. You can look into it, so you should be very careful. You should not allow the cookie. So what people will do, let me show you that for you. I'll open and show you. For example, if I'm typing here like there is a like troubleshooting. I'm typing troubleshooting, right? Troubleshooting in internet. So internet. So if I'm typing like this, you can see here. Let me open some sites. So let me see that if I'm opening this. If I'm opening that, sometimes I'll be getting here that see, I'm getting we use cookies to improve the experience. Please accept. Don't give accept. Just close it. You should not allow this. You don't know what kind of program this is. Suppose it can act as a malicious program also. We should not like allow or not allow or later. Don't allow anything. Don't accept any pop-up boxes when you are working in the system. So we should not allow. So sometimes some site will not allow to read the article unless you are accepting these cookies. For these sites, you don't go into the site. You'll be having a lot of material, free resources material available internet. For the same name, you type and find out the article which is free to be read by everyone. So that is one point I have to make. Just close it, then you can go on with reading the remaining articles, right? So see, are you happy with the internet? Why you should bother it? Just close it. You don't give any access to any of your systems, right? So this will solve your troubleshooting. This kind of problems will mostly prevent your computer safely, and you can work your systems long time without troubling with any malware problems or troubleshooting problems, right? So that is about your get a handle to nuisance such as pop-up and spyware, right? So that is about your today's session, right? So I hope I have covered all your basic that program contents which we have given in the FT, your entrepreneurship development program. Okay. So today's session will be useful to you. Let me stop presenting. So this is my last session. I like to thank ma'am Rajalakshmi ma'am and Tirunakar sir for giving me this opportunity, and I feel that this is a very wonderful program for students, like technology based entrepreneurship development program, 6 weeks program. I hope you might have listened different speakers troubleshooting sessions, like how we can able to solve the troubleshooting in PC, like hardware we can able to maintain it, what are the problems it will come, and how we can able to solve it. So we have got a lot of idea, so we can apply it in your real life. So Thank you, Rajalakshmi ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. I'd like to thank Tatnakarsi sir also and HOD sir and principal coordinator, everyone for giving me this opportunity. Thank you. And thank you, ma'am. If